Shalom everyone, I'm Kobi from Orphan Land and you're watching Metal Blast.
Hi everybody, here we are at PPM 2013 and we are very fortunate to be with Kobi, the singer and one of the founding members of Orphan Land, a band all the way from Israel. First of all, your show today was great. I had never seen Orphan Land live and it was really, really amazing.
Thank you. Happy to hear that.
I'm sorry that we have to start on this note, but most of the interviews that are done with Orphan Land focus on the political situation of Israel, the occupied territories, etc. Do you think that is to be expected for a band from Israel, that it is always going to be attached to the discussion of the conflict?
Well, you can also say that since we are coming from that region, so our topics and subjects are always attached to that situation, because you can never find a song that I wrote about my ex-girlfriend or my personal life. It's always about the macro situation of the Middle East, but we never take it from, we are not taking sides in any conflict. We just think that people are having the lack of education and they have the lack of understanding. People forget so many things and they are swamped with media and with brainwash and with propaganda of politicians and with manipulations of so many people that we have to deal with these subjects. I come from a region where 50 kilometers up north, thousands of children are dying today in Syria, and 30 kilometers down south there's always a conflict with Gaza and missiles are flying, whether it's on Tel Aviv and I have to run for shelter, whether if it's for the south of the country. The army is bombing Gaza, so the children in Gaza, the children in Israel, the children in Syria, all the children on my region are really suffering from things that they shouldn't suffer, and we are being raised to hate each other while we forget very simple facts. I'm going here to different subjects, I know, but it's the question that you asked is very, very, very complicated, and I'm okay being asked about it because I feel that I have the privilege to be a musician in a I have the privilege to bring harmony in a very big place of disharmony. And while those people fight, they can find something in common, and that's music, and that's our music. We're Israeli band with tons of Arab fans, even though that we're Israelis, and this is not two football teams who are competing each other. This is blood enemies. So I've grown to know the power of music, so that's okay, because I really think that the only hope is music for this region.
It's interesting that you mentioned how kids are being raised in hatred. There are pictures of Palestinian children who are virulent anti-Semites. At the same time, we have to be honest, there are pictures of Israeli kids. At one time they were painting
on these missiles
that are going to rain over children on the other side. This is, as I said, the first time I see Orphan Land. You said something very, very beautiful in my opinion, which was, she is our sister, she's from Lebanon, but it doesn't matter, this is music. And it's really nice that music is being used in this to try to unite people. And it's also sad that people misinterpret it, as it happened in Hellfest. I think it was with her.
It was with her.
That she had to claim refugee asylum in France because Lebanon wanted to execute her.
It was with her, and it is forbidden to Lebanese people by law to be in contact with Israelis because Israelis are the enemies. There is a law. If you're meeting an Israeli, you are disobeying the law, as ironic as it may sound. And this is true. All the things you're saying, this is true. We are the adults people, and if children, I don't care if a child suffer. I don't care if it's Palestinian or Israeli. It's just a child. If I want to bring children to this world, which I still didn't, but if I will, I want to try to bring them a better world to live in. I don't know if I can change the world with music. I definitely know that music can be a good example to people to see another way. We are not the politician to manipulate people to go on a way. We can just show a way. We are not like religion forcing our opinion, missionarying our opinion, or manipulating our opinion. We just show it. Here it is. Here is an example. We've been on a tour with a band from Tunisia and Algeria. They are Muslims, we are Jews. We didn't live together on the same landscape. We lived together in a tour bus with our shoes and snoring and different languages and different religions, but we shared a bus. And when it was the time to say goodbye, we cried like kids because we love each other. Because the simple truth is that we are brainwashed.
It is very sad, I think. There is this. There is a Jewish author who's a Palestinian activist. I mean, an activist for the Palestinian. And it's something that was very sad was an interview that they did with some Palestinian people who said, "I didn't know Jews could be like this. I thought that all the Jews hated us." And it's sad when you hear the same thing from Israelis, which is that I thought all Palestinians
because we shape our opinion by stereotypes. People have their own solid opinion about other people without even meeting them. They know it from paper, they know it from the news, they know it from pictures that they've seen. But if I know it from my own experience, if an Israeli and a Palestinian will sit for 10 minutes and I will guide their talk and I will just ask them, I will ask the Palestinian guy, ask the Israeli what are his biggest fears. The Israeli guy will answer, according to history, my biggest fear is when someone is telling that he will wipe me from the face of the earth. This is because of history. When I hear a Palestinian, an Arab, a Muslim, the president of Iran saying, I'm going to wipe Israel from the planet of the earth, the Jewish people will do everything in their power not so that this plan will not succeed.
Of course, there is, of course, the memory of genocide and
so if there is a dialogue and the Palestinian could listen to those words, that can be interesting. On the other hand, I can ask the Israeli guy, can you ask the Palestinian what is his biggest fear or his biggest tragedy? Just listen to his tragedy. The Palestinian will say, yeah, you were gone all over Europe with your nation, you were gypsies, you were all over Europe, you were in Africa, in America, you traveled all around the world, you had the genocide, then you came back to this land, which I was living here with my father in the meantime for hundreds of years.
Territorial displacement in the end. Everybody is afraid of being told, grab your stuff, get out.
That you cannot wipe the fact that Palestinians had homes for centuries, for generations. And you know how much people are attached to their home, to their land, and they had to just get away with there and to get out of there, and they have become refugees. You must have sympathy for that in a way that you can put yourself in this situation. We were, as Jewish people, we were in this situation of being minority, of being hunted, of being persecuted, of being out of our land, of being gypsies or whatever, or refugees. It's just a matter of dialogue and education. I want to tell you an interesting story, if you don't mind.
Yeah, please go ahead.
We just finished yesterday recording a new album. It's going to be released in June, and we were mixing it yesterday. One of the songs is a song called Brother. And historically speaking, if you now put aside Israeli, Arab, Jews, Muslim conflict, historically, the both of these nations are descendants of Abraham. Because Jews consider themselves to be the sons of Isaac, while Arabs consider themselves to be the son of Ismail. They were both sons of the same father. So historically, if you take me and you take an Arab, we are brothers.
But do you both belong to, you're both Semites?
Yeah, both Semites. And when you will say that to a lot of Israelis and to a lot of Arabs, they don't even remember that. The hate is so strong. They don't even remember that we come from the same source. We have the same names. My name is Yaakov, an Arab guy will be called Yaqub. Our guitarist name is Yosef, an Arab guy will be called Yusuf. And Abraham and Ibrahim. And the names are the same, the story is the same. One thing is different, check it out. And the song speaks about it, the song that we wrote called Brother. The Jews say that Abraham took Isaac to the mountain to sacrifice him to God. The Arabs say it was Ismail, that Abraham took Ismail. So the conflict even began back then because they were sons from the same father but with different mother. So we had this new song on the new album called Brother, and this is about this subject because we want to go to the source of the problem.
In an interview that I read that you did with Metal Israel was that they told you, but don't you care about our soldiers that are being blown up? Do you find that it is hard for you as an Israeli to tell people, but it's bad that, I mean, it's terrible when we lose people, it's terrible when they lose people? Do you find that some people give you a lot of flack?
I always say that we are here for everyone, and that I judge people by their heart. I have a personal friends of mine who are soulmates of mine, and they are Palestinians. I sleep in their home, and they sleep in my home. I judge people by looking into their heart, not by, you may say it sounds like Jesus, okay, but that's the truth, because how can you stereotype people just by being gypsies or Indians? How can you tell? Some of them are probably scums of the earth, some of them are probably angels. How can you stereotype an entire group?
It's really terrible when we need to specify this.
Of course.
When you as an Israeli, or my best friend is Palestinian, or they both have to be, like, he also has one of his best friends is Jewish, and it's also like, not every Jew is evil. Just like you go, not every Palestinian is trying to murder us.
Yeah, of course. There are assholes. We all share assholes and great souls. We all do. And because we are all human. I don't have a problem, and I do say my opinion many times, that when a Palestinian kid suffer because of my army, then that's bad for me. I'm not coming to say the army is wrong or right. I'm saying that I just hate it, that these children are suffering. I don't want them to suffer. They are children. They shouldn't live with the sound of bombs. We are the adult one. What's the problem to find a channel of communication? I'm the little metalhead from a little metal band. I succeed to do it all the time. From people from Lebanon, from Tunisia, from Egypt, from Syria. People come to see our shows in Turkey, all the way from Iran. If I can do it, of course my leaders can do it. Who the hell am I?
I don't know how serious the proposal was, but you do know that you were proposed for the Nobel Peace Prize, right?
I know about a petition started from our fans, and I saw thousands of signatures over there, and I was thrilled to see that many people signed from Arabian countries as well. But to be honest, I'm sorry for using these words, I can let go the Nobel Prize. I just don't want children to suffer in my region. One of the most sad songs that we wrote on the new album called Children, and it's about children who are suffering in our war zone. You have to check this song as well. I don't need prizes. I don't need rewards. I just want to have children, and I don't want them to be soldiers. That's all I want.
Since you mentioned the album, tell me a little bit about this album that is coming up. It's coming out in June 24th, I think.
Yeah. The name of the album is All Is One. As if, the cover of the album is combining the three Abrahamic religion symbols in a one symbol. But on an ironic way, the whole album deals with the fact how we as people fail to see that all is one, how we fail again and again and again. It's a very conceptual album with amazing songs that with some of them you can dance on a table for being so happy and so joyful. On the other hand, if you will not shed a tear listening to some of the songs, so we probably failed. So it should be a very happy and a very sad album at the same time. I think it's our greatest creation yet to date, our best album so far, lyrically, musically, production-wise. And I recommend people who like folk metal, who wants to hear something different, who are fed up with, I don't know, whatever they hear today, and they can find there a piece of treasure.
Because that was actually a question. You're considered a progressive metal band with ethnic elements. Will the new album focus on either of them?
Of course.
I mean, on more progressive, more ethnic, or still finding this great combination that you've been able to do? I
think it's still the great combination that we do, because every song is different than the other. So you can definitely find there a variation of, we never repeat ourselves. If you will hear one song, you will never hear three like it on a different variation. It's always different. So it's going to be a great journey for every listener to check that album. Check it out anyway and judge for yourself. That's what I will recommend.
Sadly, we were already told that we have to pack it finish. Okay. This is by far one of the best interviews I've ever done.
Thanks.
Because it's really
Let's do more.
I really hope so. But this is your moment. What's your message to your fans?
I want our fans to be. I want them to be proud because they can think that if they think about the Middle East, so many politicians are doing all these conversations. Many musicians write their music, many poets write their music. But if there is a band that succeeds more than anyone else to bring enemies together in the Middle East, that would be a metal band called Orphaned Land. So I think that metal people should be proud because this is not, it doesn't belong to us. These, I don't know, let's say the Nobel Peace Prize belongs to metal music because metal music brings people together.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about metal music so much. And that's my criticism towards religion because metal music succeeds to do it better than religions. That's a fact.
Yesterday when I was coming to the festival, I saw all these kids, you know, dressed in black and everything. But there is a certain comradeship between everybody. There is and you know, even though we are the minority, I remember the Shakespeare quote, "We few, we happy few, we band of brothers." And you really feel that way. You know that, you know, in a way, even though metalheads don't tend to be the best at social interaction, you do know that there is this this love for each other, this care for each other, and it's great.
I've never heard in, you know what, there are festivals of hundreds of thousands of people, Wacken, Hellfest, and I've never heard about violence going on. I've never heard about people being stabbed, being killed by being drunk. I've never heard about violence in those festivals. No drugs, nothing really. So yeah, those people with the long hair, with the tattoos, with the skulls on their t-shirt, yeah, take example from them.